Os. Welcome UNLV students to the Shotokan Karate Studies program. By now you should know you've already warmed up, you've gotten the warm-up that you feel your body needs, you're adequate for starting the program this morning. So let's go ahead and get started with our typical, quick, general warm-up. Ready? And Hajime. Ichi. Ni. San. Yon. Go. All right, warmed up good there. Let's turn to the side, bring our heels to our glutes. Good, all right. Let's go ahead and do some high knees as well. Get my workout recorded, here we go. High knees. You can do this slow, just like I'm doing. Again, just bringing your knees up. You can do it fast if you feel like kind of bouncing a little bit, working your calves a little bit. Or if you want to go slow, go slow. And yame. All right, let's come up on our toes, stretching out our calves. And yame. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and do some body hip twists. And yame. Good. Arm up, across the side, stretching out our shoulder. Good, other side. Again, don't hold these too long. Just doing dynamic stretches here. Nothing too static, nothing being held for too long. Switching over. Other side. Good. Feet just widen shoulder width. Go down, touch the floor. Go to the right. Back to center. Go to the left. Back to center. All right, make that a little wider. We're gonna go down to the right, turning up on our left heel, stretching out our hamstring. Good, now we're gonna turn to the left in a long front stance. Pushing on the quad here, pushing the knee over the toe. And down to a runner stand, or a runner stretch. Good. Back up. All right, we're gonna do everything to the other side now. Leaning to the left onto the right heel. Toes pointed up. Stretching out your hamstring. All right, let's rotate that all the way around. Good front stance, long, deep, pushing on the quad, pushing the knee out over the toe, getting a good stretch. Transition that into a runner stretch. And come back to center, come back standing. Good. Turn around, fix your gi. Back to me. Yoi. Subirach. Free. Yoi. Seiza. Dojo-kun. Stotsu, Jinkaku Kansei ni sto muru koto. Stotsu, Makoto no michi o mamoru koto. Stotsu to ryuku no seishin o yashino koto. Stotsu reigi o omanzuru koto. Stotsu keiki no yu o imashimoru koto. Ready? That's it. Yoi. Subirachi. Ready? Yoi. So today's class is an advanced class. What we're going to do today is look at the Kata Enpi. All right. So this is not a tutorial of the Kata Enpi. We've done that in the past. So if that's something that you need or something that you're looking for, please go back and do a search, and you'll find the videos for that. This is also not the bunkai for Enpi. So we're not breaking the kata down into the practical application. All right. And then also, this is not a Kata Tabata, right? We've done Kata Tabata in the past where we've kind of worked with a timer, right? And we go through a specific section of the kata for 30 seconds, then we keep doing it over and over and over, and then we take a break for maybe 20 seconds, and then we go to the next section, and we work that for 30 seconds, and then we break for 20, and then we go to the next section. All right, that's not what this is either. This is going to be more just practice for the Kata Enpi, discussion of the Kata Enpi, and just basic drills. And when I say drills, it's not necessarily like we've done in the past, maybe where we're doing a line drill for a specific Kihon technique or a set of Kihon techniques. Instead, what we're doing today is actually practicing the kata. So we're going to break down each section and just practice it a few times, right? Kind of get through it a few times, discuss it a little bit, things like that. All right, so it should be a pretty good workout as far as your heart rate's going to be up today, but also just a great video for you to come back and just practice Enpi, right? Maybe you're just learning Enpi, or maybe you just learned Enpi, and this is a good video for you to come back to and practice it, discuss it, learn a little bit more about it. All right, good. So the Kata Enpi translates to flying swallow, all right? Because there's this section, right, where you're in this front stance, and then you kind of move your hands up here and then come down, right? So this movement is a representation of a bird in flight, right? So the flying swallow is kind of what that is, where the kata name comes from, Enpi, all right? So let's go ahead and let's do the kata, all right? So just to start off, let's do the kata. We're not going to go too fast here, and I will tell you that the jump is optional. So I don't want everyone to think that you have to do the jump in this kata. It can be, if you're cold especially, you can land wrong, right? It's going to cause some problems with your knees. It can cause problems with your feet, your ankles, things like that. So I don't want you to think that you have to do the jump. All right, so I'm going to do this kata now, and I'm not going to do the jump so you can see what that looks like. And then it's up to you. You can, anytime you're doing this kata or performing this kata, the jump is completely optional. And we've talked about it in the past, right? What does a jump mean in a kata? Yes, so a jump typically means that you're doing a throw, right? So particularly in Enpi, you get into a back stance and a gedan right down block, and then you step in and you're grabbing a hold of someone. It's like you're standing up, right? Again, the jump represents leg power, or you're showing leg power. So you're kind of picking someone up throwing them to the ground, stepping over them, and then coming into this double Shotokan, right? And that's what's happening here in Enpi, and that's what that jump represents. So it's optional. So again, if you're in this get 'em right down block, but you're in the back stance, right, you can do the grab. You can just do the double, okay? So don't feel bad about doing that. Again, the jump is completely optional. The jump is more showy, right? So the jump is more this competition style where you're the flare, right? That's what you're looking for, is this flare for the kata. It's completely not necessary. I think if you were to go back to Japan and go do something very, very traditional, the jump will probably not be there. It'll be more the spin. It'll be, you know, more that low linear thing that Shotokan is known for. So it'll be more that spin and then the double Shotokan. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead. Like I said, let's go ahead and do the kata and jump being optional. So let's go ahead and do that slow-ish. All right. I don't want you to rush through it. Again, with any kata, don't rush through it. Take your time. Go through the kata at a good pace where you're able to actually execute the Kihon technique properly, and you're not just getting through the kata. All right. I tend to start this kata to the right and forward just a little bit, and only because you kind of run out of room here doing this one speed section. I call it a speed section. And you know what we're talking about. And then also whenever we get to the drills today, we'll kind of lay down some more of that speed and talk about it a little bit more. Okay? All right, so let's go through protocol together. Yoi, Musubarachi, right? Yoi. At this point, you're going to come to an Enpi, yoi. You're going to come to here, and we'll start the kata. So your speed and pace, ready? Hajime. And when you're finished, just stop where you are. Good, young man. All right, notice where you are. Again, this is one of those things that I've kind of been reiterating a lot lately, is your starting and ending point. Two things you should be looking at. One, you're facing the same direction that you started and ended. That's true for me. Two, you're about 1 to 2 feet away from where you started, where you end, okay? So I think I started about here. Yeah, because again, I like to start a little bit forward and a little bit to the right to give myself room here, like I said, and I ended here. And even, that's not doing the jump, that's doing the spin. So again, 1 to 2 feet. I'm probably maybe a foot away from where I started. These are key things, all right, anytime you're doing kata and Shotokan. I can't think of anything off the top of my head as far as kata beginning and ending in a different location, facing a different direction, all right? Typically, okay, I would say more than 90% of the time, where you start, you're gonna end 1 to 2 feet away from that start point, and you're going to be facing the same direction that you started when you started the kata. Okay, so if you end here, something's wrong. Okay? If you end over here, something's wrong. If you start and end here, something's wrong, right? Because you started here. So again, these are things that you need to take into consideration. There's something wrong with your kata. There's something wrong with the movement, the kihon technique, okay? Where you're coming up with foot movement, okay, or transitioning between stances. The other thing, if you are facing the right direction, great, okay, good. But if you're off, maybe you stopped here and you started over there, right? So potentially you're taking too long or too short or being inconsistent with your steps. So just something to consider, something to keep in mind as you go through kata is to make sure that your stances, so that when we do this one section, right, we're in this front stance and we do this part and we go back to this. Maybe you're coming up to here, right, and that's too short of a stance. And then you're doing the same technique, right, come up and maybe you're just stopping here. So inconsistency, right? If you're taking that long step, take that long step over here. Take that long step here, okay? Don't be inconsistent and take short step, long step, short step, long step, because then you absolutely will be off where you start and stop, all right? Okay, so let's get into some drills, okay? The beginning of the kata, this is gonna seem like we're just doing it Tabata. This is gonna seem like we're just being repetitive with going through each section, but we kind of are. So, the beginning section, okay? We start in this yoi, Enpi yoi, right? This Enpi ready position. Your left hand being flat, your right hand in a fist, and the two meet on your left side, okay? You're gonna be looking at a 45-degree angle off to the side here, and you're gonna keep that gaze locked there, okay? So from here, you're coming down. Don't let your knee touch the ground if possible, okay? Just be in control here and shift, okay? Turn your hips, and I don't want you to seem like a tree that's slowly falling, so I don't want you to do like that. It should be a turn and a drop, right? So from here it's, okay? So turn and drop, and then back up. Again, keeping your gaze over that 45-degree angle this entire time. From here, the block, then you look forward for this part. This is when your body shifts back to shonen, and you come back to this, okay? And what are we pulling this from? Does anyone know what other kata you do this? Where you come from here to here and here? It'd be Teki Shodan, right? Because in Teki Shodan, you do the exact same thing. You're on this side, block, and here, right? So it comes from Teki Shodan. And because Teki Shodan is essentially a basic kata, you don't change your footwork, right? Your feet are in Kibarachi. You come to there, and then to here. This is different, right? Enpi is different because you're back up to here. You do shift your stance here and then back here. So it's more advanced. Same techniques up, right? Same techniques from the belt up, but from the belt down, you are moving your feet, shifting your stance. So it becomes a little bit more advanced when you compare it to something like Teki Shodan. All right. So this beginning part, that's what we're doing. So we're coming to yoi. We're going to drop, looking at the 45, up, still here, still looking here, and then back to middle, okay? So let's practice that a couple times, all right? On my count, all techniques ending here, ending with this Tagai Zuki. Okay, and again, the Tagai Zuki, body is forward, Kibarachi stance, looking forward. This hand is a little bit further out, right? It's not to here. It's a Tagai Zuki. So if you're punching here, then somebody's standing right on top of you. You're punching out to the side here, okay? Punch to there and stop, all right? All right, ready? On my count, starting from here, this is where we're gonna start each time. We'll go through about 5 of these. Ready? Each. Good. And eat. Chi. Ready? Go. Good. Amen. All right. So again, this is something that you should practice. I know my gaze was kind of all over the place. I was focusing on looking at the camera. So again, you want to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your gaze doesn't turn until the end, that last technique there. And you should be in a good kibudaki stance. So feet parallel, right, facing forward. This, not this, not this. All right, feet facing forward like this, Tagaizuki. Next thing we do is we step into this front stance, get them right down block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7 techniques there. We're going to practice all of those right in a row. All right, so this is this next section of drill that we're doing. Let's talk about a couple of things. This punch, Agi Zuki, rising punch. All right, some people do this differently, but this is not this. So this is your Gaedan. It is not this. You're not coming from the side and going straight to this punch. Okay, it is not a punch to the face like that. Okay, this is a rising punch. From here, it's going to come up. All right, so some people would look at this punch as like maybe a punch to the sternum, like right here, and then it rotates and catches the chin. Okay, so sometimes that's what people are doing when they do this. They go to here and then up. Okay, all right, that's fine. But again, should be one fluid continuous motion to up. It is up, and there almost is this wrist snap at the end, right? So again, if you're catching someone right under their chin, that's what this is, okay? So look at that, think about that whenever you're going through this kata. You do this several times. It's called the Enpi loop, right? Because you repeat this Gaedan, this entire section. Basically, you repeat it 3 times in the kata. So Gaedan by down block, the Agizuki, grabbing, okay? And I know this isn't the bunkai, so we're not really breaking it down that much. But again, block, strike, and you're grabbing them, right? They're doing this with their head. You don't want them to get away, so you're grabbing like their lapel or the back of their head or their hair. So again, here, you get this motion, right? Then the knee, coming into the kosodashi with a block and strike. All right, let me come to you. Here, there, okay. This, let's talk about this. All right, there's again 2 schools of thought here. One, you don't move from here. You get in this long front stance. You are leaning forward. There's a block here. Again, you're kind of getting away, or this can be a throw. If you go back to my bunkai, I looked at this as a throw. From here, it's a throw. Okay, so again, you're here, leaning forward, and from here, either you don't move this foot and you come up to the Gaedan, or you do move this foot. Okay, I move the foot. So from here, the foot pulls back, draws back slightly when you execute this Gaedan right down block. Okay, then you repeat it, right? But we're not there yet. So just want you to, again, look at these individual pieces. So 2 things to consider. Agezuki, this rising punch with that little wrist flip, grab, do your knee, this block, okay, coming through both, right? So this is a groin strike. It can also be the legs on either side. Then turning 180 degrees for either the throw, right? Or maybe someone's grabbed that arm and you're pulling away to execute that Gaedan right down block. And again, up to you whether you're moving the foot right? Drawing it back just slightly, or you're leaving the foot in place, all right? Let's go through this one a couple of times. I'm gonna come straight to you, okay? So we ended here, all right? So we're gonna step into this get up, right down block, right? That entire section on my count, one count, okay? About 7 techniques, ending with that gate number right, facing that direction, okay? I'll do about 3 facing you, and then I'll turn and I'll go sideways for you, okay? So starting here, Kibachi, ready? Each. Good. Back. Kibachi, Tagazuki, ready? Knee. Good, again. Ready? So. Good, I'll go this direction. Ready? Sheep. Good, I'll go this direction. Ready? Go! Pulse. MA. Good. All right. That's that second section, right? And it's a long section, ending with that get them right down block. What do you do next, right? You repeat it. It's the Enpi loop, okay? So you're here with your get them right down block, Agezuki rising punch, grab, knee, in, down, back to here, okay? We're not gonna repeat that. We've done that. We're not, again, I'm not going through this section by section just to do the kata. We just did the Enpi loop. We're not gonna do it again. So let's talk about the next section from there. You're in, get them right down block. So if I had started here, right? Just for the sake of it, let's go through the entire kata, okay? That's what this is about, right? Practicing the kata. So let's practice it again, all right? We're gonna do the kata, all right? And then we'll start back at this section here, because this section is the next section where you come into, you're in your gate up right down block, and then you come up and over, landing in this kibachi, okay? So this is a kind of a big and important section. I don't want to talk about it, but let's go through the kata, okay? So again, watch your start point, okay? If you want to put a piece of tape down so you remember your starting point exactly, and then see how far off you are, do that. I have lines in the floor. I can do that pretty easily to see my starting and ending point. I'm going to try it, okay? So let's make sure that I'm practicing what I'm preaching, right? My left foot is in this black square, right foot is in this square, my body is mostly in this square. All right, so that's where I'm going to start the kata. Or start the protocol for the kata and then begin the kata. When I start the kata, I'll probably be centered in this square. Let's see how far off we are. Ready? Yoi. Sudachi. Ready? Yoi. Enpi yoi. All right, your own speed and pace. You don't have to go fast, you don't have to go slow. Don't just get through the kata. Think about the techniques, think about the drills that we just went through, 1 and 2. Right? Ready? Hajime. And stop in place when you're done. Check your spot. And yame. All right, so I started about here, ended about here. All right, I know I made a little mistake here. I went too many times with the flight of the swallow. I got a little bit carried away there. But I corrected. Even with the correction, still ended same spot that I began, still facing the same direction. All right, so those key points that I'm talking about. All right, next section of the kata, we repeated the Enpi loop. Okay, so we've ended with get up, right down block. All right, that's where we've done both of the, where we ended the last drill is in a get up, right down block. Enpi loop, ended get up, right down block here. All right, so this is this section, right? Again, I'll go through it just for you. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Now we repeat the Enpi loop, which is what I'm talking about. We skip this section. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where we're picking up the drill. All right. So from here, right, from this gate number right down block, we're coming back into this hand sweeping. Your feet kind of coming together, but not, because I want this knee to face that direction. Okay, get them right down block. This knee comes up, over with the hand, landing in kibidachi. Okay, so again, your feet are positioned this direction. Your hand is here. Just moving over for you. Your hand is here. It's like about a 30-degree offset. Not here. Don't put your hand directly in front of your face. You want to see your opponent here. I don't want to say you want to see your opponent because the action is taking place here. All right, but clear line of sight. Okay, maybe to your next opponent. Hand is here, about 30 degrees, flat, like you're trying to read something off of your palm here, and you're looking at it. Okay, come up to there. All right, so this foot comes to the back of this knee, right, and you're hitting this part of your arm into your palm. Okay, again, we're reading, smashing. Still able to see forward, still looking forward, not looking at what just happened with your hand. All right? Here, and then come down. Here, come down. Kibidachi again, right? This hand is down, kind of marking target, right? Punch, punch. Turning to the left, get up, right down block. All right? That's where I want to end. So that's this entire section. Gate on, 1. Okay, practice that a couple times. We'll give it 5 times, okay? That entire section. Just like that, go slow where you need to go slow. Okay, this is not a speed section from here. Take your time to get to there. All right, I'll give you time with each one of these counts, with each one of these sections of drill that we're doing. I'm going to give you time. When I'm finished, I'll give you a couple more seconds before we move on to the next count. Okay, ready? And I'll change position, so I'll go a couple this way, and then I'll change for the last 2. Ready? Each. Good. Go as slow as you need to here. Remember, we're practicing the kata. Okay? Ready? Knee. Good. Couple seconds for you. Come back to Kata when you're ready. So. Good. I'm going to turn for you. Ready? Get up, right down block. Ready? Some. Good. Turn this direction. Last one. Ready? Good. Go. And yame. When you're ready. Good. Okay, this is what I call the speed section. All right, this section goes, you pick up, you change gears. All right, you've been gliding along in third gear throughout the kata up to this point. You're going to shift into fourth here. Okay. All right, there's a couple of speed changes, right? And we'll talk about that when we get to this next section, I believe. Yeah. And then you're going to downshift all the way to second, right? Maybe even first. Okay. So, so from here, we just went through that. You ended in get a right down block. Yeah. Okay. So from here, let's see. We're here. All right. This is a punch to the side. All right, so you're taking this is a right punch. Now changing stance, punch. 1, 2, Tagaizuki 3, still in back stance. 3, stepping forward into a Shotokan. 4, come back to Gedan. 5. All right, and we're going to stop there. Stopping before what? The Enpi loop. The same thing that we've done for the third time now. Okay, that Enpi loop being Gedan, Age, grab, Kosadachi, down, back. Yeah? Alright, that's the Enpi loop. We're not doing that again. Okay, I'm just focusing on these other small sections that we're doing. Again, this section you change gears so you go a little fast, right? So you're in Gedan. I'm going to turn this way for you. Make sure you're, all right, so here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop. All right, so you're stopping at that Gedan right down block. Again, 180-degree turn. And this section, like I said, you change gears a little bit, so you're going to speed up a little bit. Still good technique, still good keyhole technique here. Okay, so let's try it. Again, we just counted, right? 5, maybe 6 techniques. So let's count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ending on 6. Okay? Ending on that get right down block. We're going to go through that section. Okay? Try to get through it quickly. Okay? Again, good keyhole technique, but you speed up a little, just again, going from third gear to fourth gear here. Change it up a little bit. Okay? Just change that speed a tiny bit. When you get to Gedan, back to third gear. Okay? Drop it back down. Then you're going to go through your Enpi loop at that speed. You're ending in Gedan, and we'll go through that next section again next. Okay? Alright, so get him right down block. Ready? Go through this entire section. There's 6 techniques, starting in Gedan, ending in Gedan. Ready? Get him right from tape. Ready? And each. Good. I'll come straight to you. Ready? Get him right down block. Get him right from tape. Knee. Good. Face this direction. Ready? Get him right from tape. So. Good. Face this direction. Ready? Get him right. Take. Ready? Sheet. Good. Gonna come straight back to you for this last one. Ready? Get him right. Take. Go. And yame. All right. So again, a little bit of the speed change there, right? And you can feel it, hopefully. So definitely change gears there. Get through that section somewhat quicker than you've been moving up to this point. Slow it back down, all right? You're just passing a car, okay? So gotta get into fourth gear, cruise by them, drop back down, slow down a little bit, okay? So that section, not much to go over other than making sure you're in back stance, okay? Because this is a front stance for this punch. And then you step into back stance for your Shotokan. Shotokan is here, and you're not moving forward or backward. You're staying in position and changing, okay? So if you need to practice that a few times, do that. Okay? You're staying here, shuto, shuto, shutoke, shutoke. Back stance, tagaizuki. Thrown in this back stance. Yeah? Then another then another back stance, but this time you move forward. With this last shutoke, and then turn into that gain of right down block. Okay, so it's a complex section, mostly done in back stance, right? 4 techniques done in back stance. Shuto, tagaizuki, shutoke. Four techniques that are done rapidly back to back in back stance, then that transition back into a gain of right down block in front stance. Okay? All right. So we've gone through 2 sections. Let's do the entire kata again. All right. We practiced some good parts. Before we get into this last section, let's do the entire kata again. All right. Again, mark your spot, figure out where you're starting and stopping. Okay. I'm going to start just like I have been before. My left foot is in this square, my right foot, most of my body's in this square. When I get into yoi, I'll be basically centered in this black square. Okay. Think about your starting point. If you want to mark it, that's fine. Ready? Protocol together. Yoi. Subirachi. Ready? Yoi. Enpi yoi. This is where you would announce kata, by the way. Enpi. Then step to here. All right, we're starting from here. Your own speed and pace. Do well. Competition speed. Ready? Hajime. And stop in place when you're done. Yame. All right, so I'm off about a foot. I'm in this blue square directly behind the black square that I started. All right. That time I got through it correctly as far as the flying swallows part, okay? Which is what we're gonna look at now. All right. So again, not repeating that NP loop. All right. But this part where we're pulling the name of the kata. Gain right down block, Okay, we've gone in the kata, gone through this section, right? Shuto, shuto, tagaizuki, shuto, back to here, get him right down block, Enpi loop, right? Up, kosachi, back down, pulling away, get him right down block. All right. At this point, you're doing the flight of the swallow. Here, your gaze turns, your hand comes up slow. Still in front stance. Hand comes up slow. 1. This foot comes to this foot as you quickly switch and step. Slow. 2. Okay. Step. 3. All right. That's it. From here, now you're going to get into this back stance and this gate armor down block. 1. Grab. And at this point, you're either doing the jump or you're not doing the jump. Commit at this point, all right? Commit to either one. Whichever one you're doing, commit to it. Grab, turn, shuto, back, shuto. That's the end of the kata, okay? So again, we talked about what a jump represents in the kata. So it's up to you whether you do that or not. And if you go back and look at the bunkai video where we kind of break down the practical application of the kata, you'll see what I do and what I prefer to do and how I prefer to interpret this kata. That's not for this video. All right. So again, flight of the swallow. Okay. Hands should be moving again gracefully, smooth as you go through this section. All right. Because again, it's the namesake of the kata. So from again right down block. We're going to go through this together, slow, all right? So, ich, ni, son, shi, go, here. From here, back stance, gate on. Grab, turn to here, here, or jump. All right. The jump can be difficult because the jump you're supposed to land in a back stance. All right. So let's go from here. So you're in the back stance for this gate on. Grab. Okay. For the jump, your legs need to come up. Don't do that. Okay. Don't just get your feet off the ground. All right. And again, this is flair for competition. Grab, your feet need to, on the spin, your feet need to come up. So that you land in the back stance, okay? You have to pull your feet in, up, all right? So just remember that if that's the choice that you're making to do this, and again, that's not the focus of this video, we're going through the kata. So, it's your choice, okay? Let me start back here, and we're gonna go through this section again. I'm gonna come straight to you. Okay, so get him right down block. Flight begins. 1, just like that. That's what we're going to go through 5 times. All right. It's a lot of techniques. It's ending the kata, but I want you to kind of watch my speed and pace and try to match me. That's what you should be going through for this kata. All right. At least the first time. Okay. 2 through 5, you can do your own pace, getting through again the drill for this section. All right. So let's try that. Get it right down block. Ready? Ich. All right, look at how linear this is. We moved down this line. We stopped, we grabbed, we turned. 1, 2, back to here, and ending here. Very linear, the way we're moving. Straight down this line and straight back down this line, okay? And kind of without even thinking about it, right? So again, this could be a reason that you're off from your starting point, right? You could be stepping over here and then stepping over here and then to here, and then instead of going straight back with your jump or with your turn, you're going to here and facing another direction. And then you step back for your two Shotoukes, and you're a completely different spot from where you started, facing a completely different direction. So keep this section in mind. It is extremely linear. Okay, this is one of those where you can put a camera in front of you, or you can put a doorknob or a light switch and move through this section directly toward that light switch. 1. All right. One straight long line back and forth. Okay. Think about that. Work on that as we go through this section. All right. Ready? Get them right and take. This is 2. Your own speed and pace, but kind of keep pace with me as much as possible. Ready? Ajme. And Yame. All right, I kind of made a mistake there and I want to point it out. Don't skip over this first Shutouke in back stance. All right, after that spin, Shuto, Shuto. Don't just because you spun or because you jumped, try to skip this one quickly. Like, well, I didn't land very well, that's pretty good. And then execute that second one. 2 good Shotoukes there. Make sure you're getting both of them in. Not like I just did. Okay? All right, ready? Get them right and take. This is 3, ready? Each. You know what I mean? Remember at the end of this section, after that, you're coming back to this. Coming back to this Enpi Yoi position. Because now we've finished the Kata. Alright? Let's go through this section 2 more times. I'm going to go a long way this way, just to give you another perspective. Okay? So I'm going to start looking at you with get him right down block. Ready? Get him right, take. Ready? Yum! Optional if you want to come up to that section. Okay, let's do it one more time, and we're going to do the kata one more time. All right. I'll start over here this time. Okay. So my gaiden is going to be facing away from you. Ready? Get my take. And go. And Yame. All right. Good. And remember that last Shutouke is also your last ki point, your second ki point. Okay. So keep that in mind as well. That's everything. All right. So we've drilled the katas quite a few times, quite a few sections of the kata, and we've gone through the kata several times. Okay. Well, let's go through it again. All right. One last time we'll go through the kata. Make this a good one. Right. Your own speed and pace, but make it a good one. We've practiced, we've gone through the drills here several times. We've talked about some of the things, not necessarily common mistakes, but some of the reasoning behind what you do, and maybe corrected some potential errors that maybe you've been experiencing. So let's go through the kata one last time before we end class. Okay? If Find your starting spot. Ready? Go through protocol together. Yoi, subrachi, right? Yoi. And now it's kata. Enpi. Enpi, yoi. Your own speed and pace. Hajime. Few seconds for you to finish. Remember to stop when you're done in place. And yame. Good. All right, look down at your ending point. Where was your starting point? Okay? This is my end. This was my start. All right? Hopefully you're about the same. If not, try to make some corrections and figure out where you're making your mistake. All right. The two ki points, I didn't point them out specifically. I pointed out the last one, but the other ki point is from here, right? So you've done this, and then the 1, 2, right? The ki point is here, down. Okay. So this section, that's where your first ki is. All right. I didn't point it out, but I want to make sure that I do. So whenever you're going through this kata, make sure that this is your first ki here. Then drop 1, 2, go through that section, and then on the second Shotokan at the end of the kata, this is your second last ki point before you come into the Enpi yoi position. All right. All right. Good class. Let's come back to center. Yoi, sudachi. Right. Yoi. Seiza. All right. So today's meditation, just go through the kata. All right. Go through it as slowly or as quickly as you can, properly going through the techniques, thinking about each technique as you go through it. All right. So your speed may vary. Mark so. Mokusuyume, Sensenure. Tate. Yoi. Subirachi. Alright. Yoi. Os. Alright, so thank you for joining me for this class on Enpi. Hope to see you in